Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Elizabeth A. Corshu. I am the founder and CEO of Nurse Exec Innovations, a career coaching brand and consulting brand designed specifically for nurses and healthcare organizations. I am also the curator of the platform called Pass the Mic. Some of you are probably saying, what is Pass the Mic? Who is Pass the Mic? Well, Pass the Mic has been a platform curated for visionaries, game changers, and advocates looking to execute their global footprints into healthcare, business, technology, culture, and so much more in all facets of society. Today, we are highlighting and spotlighting showcase for Black History Month. I'd like to call it, we are going back to Africa. We are going back to Africa. We are going to talk about Pan-African connections. I'm so honored today. We have Zanabu Sase Harold. If you could just wave to our audience. And we have Kenny Gauja he's in the, don't mind him, he's in the backwoods of North Carolina. He said, without a doubt, he's going to log on tonight to be here. So, Zain, I know you by Zain. So, Zain is the international chair for Sierra Leone, West Africa. And I mean, that's just putting it mildly. This woman is a community activist. She's an international global expansion uh, coordinator on all levels for. I like to even. She doesn't know this, but I'm going to let her know publicly today. I call her Mama Africa. She is the connector of all the parts of Africa. And then we have Kenny Gauje. He is the bridge to Africa. He actually curated his podcast, which is has so many views and followers in regards to really bridging those here in the United States back to Africa as those in Africa. And he's also, I talked about his podcast, but he's actually an author. He's an actor. He's a military veteran, correct, Kenny?
Yes, yes.
And I mean, we're just gonna jump right in. We're gonna have a really great dialogue tonight. So, if I may, because I know you're in transit, Kenny, and I'd like to kind of get your story, if it's okay, or would you like me to go to Zane first? What's your
No,
pleasure?
let's do it.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about what has inspired you to really um, what is it that you love about the country Africa? I know you came here at a young age. If you can kind of share with the followers and the audience and those that'll catch the replay, what is it so much that you love about Africa? Because we have this conversation. All three of us have a common connective thread, which is our parents are from Sierra Leone, West Africa, and both of you have been back home. I haven't. And it's a beautiful, beautiful country. However, it is very not really well represented in the media in certain parts. So what would you say would be a great reason as to what is it about Africa that you love the most? I mean, you've come here as a young child and you've gone back so many times and you're doing a lot of great things. So can you just share? And I'm going to bring that question to you as well, Zane.
Yeah. First off, I want to apologize for the visuals. I'm back here. Um, it's dark back here, so I apologize for that. But yeah, like she said, my name is Kenny Sam Gouger. I'm also an artist that go by the name of KG Salon. I represent Sierra Leone to the fullest. Um, the question was, what do I find so special about Africa, right? And why it's being misrepresented or underrepresented? What I love about Africa is because it's the origin of mankind. That's where everything starts. Whether you white, black, purple, whatever color you are, that's where you come from. And people need to learn that. The thing about Sierra Leone, I'm gonna speak for Sierra Leone because that's the only country that I do know in Africa. Because that's where I was born. Sierra Leone is a very beautiful country. Freetown is like the peninsula where everything happens. This is the metropolis of Sierra Leone. Um, the history about Freetown is that when Marcus Garvey urged the United States government for the slaves to be after slavery was over, abolished, he asked for two countries for the slaves to return to, which was Sierra Leone and Liberia, with their neighbors next to each other. A lot of the slaves returned back to Sierra Leone and Liberia. They had people from Nova Scotia, a lot of European countries, and so forth. They all came back to Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone was formed actually in 1792. I actually have a song about that as well. And that's so when you go to Sierra Leone, you will see so many people look just like you. If you trace your roots back to where you come from, it may go back to Sierra Leone, just like it would Nigeria and all those other places. But I think we have a closer tie with Sierra Leone being Black Americans than most other countries because of that travel. I hope I answered your
Okay.
question.
Yes, thank you so much, Kinney. So I'm going to share and ask that same question to Zain. I know everybody has different perspective. Why do you love Africa so much? Because you are like I said, you're Mama Africa, Mama Africa. Go ahead.
Welcome everyone. My name is Zainabu Sisse Harold. Yes, I am a fellow Sierra Leonean, also a fellow African American sister here in the diaspora. And what is so special about the continent of Africa, and on top of that, Sierra Leone? So, like my brother said here, and of course, like the one dynamic thing is we all have common threads. Like Elizabeth said, like Kenny said, all our parents knew each other growing up. Sierra Leone also historically is the place where Sierra Leoneans are descendants of African Americans. Sierra Leoneans are descendants of people in the diaspora and the Caribbean people. So there's a rich and long history of Sierra Leone, all our various tribes, our historical content, our food. And so, what I appreciate about the continent of Africa is that right now and for a while now, and I want to, shout out to people like President Momo who saw it so important to make sure that as a leader, we continuously bring our brothers and sisters back. Currently, our current president is doing the same thing, encouraging our African American brothers and sisters to come back. But it's important because Africa is the root to everything. We have the most resources in the world. We have the most dynamic people in the world. All of this Black excellence that comes, that you see all over the world, is because we stem from being African. We are brothers and sisters from great empires. And as far as Sierra Leone, because we have so many resources, we always sometimes focus on the greatness of the country, but we forget how great the people are. And so Sierra Leone, what we're all trying to do is just to raise the platform and the awareness for Sierra Leone. We want our brothers and sisters to go back. We want us to connect through music and through healthcare and through our professions, through culture, through traveling. And so, with this interview, I'm so glad that we get a chance to talk about not only Africa, we as Africans in the diaspora, but we get to highlight a country like Sierra Leone that has a long history and a long connection, whether you're Gullah, you can trace as a DNA tested descendant, whether you're from Barbados or Jamaica, or, all these various countries that are connected to Sierra Leone. But what I always push in my message is Sierra Leoneans, on top of the country, we are great and amazing people. And so it's time to highlight that we want everybody to return to Africa and be reconnected with your brothers and sisters.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Zane. So I'm going to jump right in and ask you. So, with your exposure and level of impact, what area do you see that you would like to impact if you were to go from point one, point two, point three, three top things that you would like to impact in regards to Sierra Leone? Um, what would you like to impact?
For myself, what I would like to impact
Well,
the tourism
like
department for one. I
Sure.
would also like to impact the
Yes.
music area, which I do already, and I would like to impact development, like to
So,
develop the country, develop areas that to provide jobs for the people. That's my main goal. I've been trying to provide jobs for the citizens of Sierra Leone, whether I employ them through music or some type of entertainment, which is what my hands are in mostly. But those are the three areas that I would really like to get into: the tourism, it can open up some job opportunities so the people can come and really see their country and get to enjoy what we're talking about right now. And definitely, like I said, the development so we can develop the land back again. Because at one time, believe it or not, Sierra Leone was like the pride of the British Empire. It was like
yes,
the British capital, you
yes.
know. So it was
Mm-hmm.
this beautiful land, had trains, everything in it. And then, we went through so much. Then we went through a war and so forth. And there was so much taken from there. So when they talk about the world supply of diamonds, that's where it comes from. When we talk about rutile, which they use in the space travel, and your cell phones, all those things that they use come from Sierra Leone. So I just want to put eyes on
Yeah.
this country because it's such a beautiful place, and not even ignoring my other brothers and sisters of countries next to us. But I'm just really focused on Sierra Leone. But once I get done with Sierra Leone, I'm moving to the next country. I'm just here for Africa.
Okay, okay. So out of the three that you just mentioned, tourism, you talked about entertainment, you talked
Yeah.
about what was the third one? I'm sorry.
Development of the land.
Development. So if
Yeah.
you could pick one to focus right now, what would be the main focus if you could? Or do you want to see yourself partnering with other, because people that are looking to invest, people that are looking to partner, those that are looking to sponsor, my
Mm-hmm.
purpose, when I do anything, it's with a passion and a purpose. So if you were to pitch right now live, and those that will catch the replay and watch, what would be some, when you say development, what would you like to see developed? What would you like to happen, like in the next 2 years or so?
Well, I would like to have the land a little more cultivated. I mean, there's things that's needed in the country a lot. We can go from just jobs. Jobs alone in Africa is like it's real minuscule.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? There are no jobs in most African countries. So that's the reason why a lot of Africans are leaving their countries and coming to America or to Europe. Now,
Mm,
if we can develop jobs in the country, the people will stay
Mhm.
there. Because just imagine, you train somebody. Because there's a lot of intelligent people in Sierra Leone. So take a person as a doctor, a Sierra Leonean doctor, but he's benefiting other people in other nations instead of Sierra Leone. So the people in Sierra Leone are not getting any medical care because everyone that's qualified to be a doctor is not in
is
Sierra
with you.
Leone. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And that's what's
Hmm.
happening with a lot of occupations. So what I want to
Okay.
do is create jobs right there on the ground and have the people
Okay.
that belong to that place to be right there working and providing the services to the citizens.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that clarification. So you heard it first live today, February 18th, 2021. Jobs in Sierra Leone. Hashtag jobs for Sierra Leone. Okay, so Zain, if you could share your top three, what are the top three that you would like to see happen or improve in Sierra Leone, West Africa?
Uh, what I love is I think we all, even though we're in different industries, we all have like the same vision. The number one thing that Sierra Leone is a top priority for me is tourism. Tourism can open up so many doors of opportunities for exposure for the country, to get new, fresh eyes to the country. My second thing that I would focus on in Sierra Leone is arts and culture. Arts and
Mm,
culture need to be sustained. Arts and culture
mm-hmm,
is a way to brand your country, and
mm-hmm,
especially Sierra Leone has such a rich history in arts and culture. The thing
mm-hmm,
is, if people are trying to become too westernized, you lose your historical content, which
mm-hmm.
sustains your country. And that's why a
Yeah.
lot of people gravitate to a lot of various countries, different African countries, because of the culture and art content. And my number three thing would be small business opportunities for like African Americans or people in the Black diaspora to be able to come back to Africa and create opportunities. With that, even though I'm a nurse, I'm an educator, we could talk about health and education all the time, but like he said, small business opportunities to empower the people who live locally, small business opportunities to empower our people outside of Africa to come and do business with Africa instead of
Hmm.
going to Asia or going to Europe. We connect and network through that. We provide jobs. A lot of us will provide educational opportunities through it. We'll better our healthcare system through it because now we're having an open dialogue, conversation, and we're bringing our experts into the country. And we're also learning from the country how we can make our black dollar stronger with Africa.
Okay, okay. So I see both of you have a really solid plan, and I'm going to charge you today to make sure that it's written. You know, they always say what is not written cannot go into fruition. So write out your plan, make it plain. But remember, I said earlier in the broadcast that I was going to do show and tell.
Yes.
So I, without you even knowing who I'm about to show and tell, just give me 1 second. I'm about to share my screen. Okay. Let me see. Wow. Alrighty. Share my screen. Let's see. Let me know if you can you see? Do you see my screen?
I see your screen
Not
slightly.
yet.
You don't see it. Okay. Do you see a picture? No?
No, I
Oh,
don't
Not
okay.
see
really.
it.
I
I
see
see.
there's
Okay.
something in the
No,
corner.
not yet.
Okay. Let me open it up. Let me let me enlarge it. You can't see who it is, Zane?
No. All I see is your logo, the logo of the
Hmm.
show in the corner.
Entire screen. 1 second. Oh, I know what happened. I know what happened. Okay. All right. Share. All right. So, all right. The person I was trying to bring up, I'll just share with everyone. For those of you who may or may not know, I see some are looking on the broadcast right now. We have a gem. We have a lot of gems in Sierra Leone, but maybe you and Kenny or you can identify who I'm going to. I was trying to share. He
Uh
was
huh.
deemed. He was deemed 2018 people most sexiest man alive, and
Okay,
he actually
Idris
Idris
Elba. All
Idris
right.
Elba.
Well, Idris
Eh,
Elba.
My
Idris
brother.
Idris, yes.
My
Idris
brother.
Elba.
Yeah.
Yeah, our
Hmm.
brother from
Yeah.
another mother. So
Yeah.
I just was researching, and it says that recently he wrote in a commentary that he's waiting for this whole coronavirus to subside, and he's
Oh yeah.
looking to really
Oh yeah.
increase. You probably know this, but I'm just sharing this for content, viewer information sharing, that he's looking to increase and
Uh huh.
vamp up the tourism in Sierra Leone. So, both of you, I know both of you are so active on the various initiatives, and you know how I am about speaking things into existence. I believe, and today's February 18,
Amen.
2021, one of you will reach, be either contacted by Idris Elba, or somehow you will fall into, the circle and the path, and you'll have this conversation, because I've been saying it for a while. I know you know, but it's just a matter of time. So my next question to you, Zane.
Oh, let me share
Go ahead.
a quick
Go
story,
ahead.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, I was in Sierra Leone with 2019, and
Okay.
I had a show. He just had a show
Hmm.
that night too, and we all supposed to be in the same spot to perform. And
Mm.
he was performing at this thing they do every December called Ballin Salon, which is a pool party, like a huge pool party.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And
Balling.
I was looking forward to going to this pool
Yeah.
party, and all of a sudden I had a performance. So I couldn't go, but my wife went, and Idris came on stage and tore it up. And shout out to Idris. Shout out to my brother, Shadow Boxer, so they was up there doing their thing. So
Mm-hmm,
definitely.
mm-hmm,
So I
mm-hmm.
know we gonna cross paths
Yeah.
again.
Yes, 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 yes. So thank you for sharing that story. Because, like I said, we were trying to share, show and tell stories. So, um, one of the things that always recall my father when he's talking about Sierra Leone, you talked about tourism, right? Unfortunately, I can always post on my page later, but the beaches, the white sandy beaches, the beautiful beaches, the
Yeah.
types of the fresh, the fresh
There,
seafood that comes out from. He's
uh,
like, it's my. Let me tell you, real talk. I'm not lying. My father, came to the United States 55, years ago, and he talked about the fresh seafood as if it was just like the other day. So if you could kind of give invite our audience to a virtual vision, let them visualize what that looks like, going to these wonderful sandy white beaches, because those sandy white beaches don't only exist in Caribbean, they also exist in Africa too, and all the different parts of the
right.
continent. But
Exists in
share,
Africa, absolutely.
yeah. Hmm.
Definitely. You want to go first, sis?
Well, I mean, what I can tell you, yeah, what I can tell you is Sierra Leone, if people don't know, and I pride myself in really trying to do as much research and gathering on it. Sierra Leone has like over 23 beaches that people don't know about. Sierra Leone, our number one export is crustaceans.
Mm,
The whole world, and this is an issue in our country, they pirate our shores because of our seafood. Sierra Leone
mm,
is known for famous for lobster, various shrimps, various crabs. We're known for that, and so you'll have people come from Asia and these boats and these ships, and people are doing enormous amount of shipping, taking it to their continent and shipping it
mhm,
from their continent, but it's really coming from the shores of Africa, places like Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, when I'm talking about pristine and beautiful beaches, and this is why we're always trying to advocate for people to keep the shoreline clean and the communities clean. The beautiful, most white sands of number two beach, Toke, a lot of the beaches are getting renovated. Beautiful water, just like the
mhm. Looks like you got frozen there for a
We lost
second.
both. Yeah, we lost
Sorry, I
both.
got
Yeah.
knocked off. Yeah, beautiful aqua blue waters. I mean, palm trees and sun. And so, recently we have a lot of bloggers, a lot of African American bloggers who have been coming from the States and didn't realize how beautiful and scenic Sierra Leone is. The food, I mean, what I always encourage people to do is explore the world, and especially places when you want to come and experience like a great vacation on a buck, Sierra Leone. You can eat the best seafood for under like $5. Wonderful, beautiful beaches. People are friendly. Nightlife is popping. KG will tell you clubs and bars galore. Everyone is beautiful, the men, the women, the sun. And there's so many places along the coastal line and peninsula. From Bure, we have surf clubs and beach clubs. I mean, it's just amazing. And it's like, I'm hoping brothers and sisters do more guide trips and girl trips. We have a lot of events that people can tailor their trips around these various festivals and parties that we have. Shout out to Ghana. Ghana has finessed it, and we have a lot of that activity there, but we don't have enough people to publicize it and market it.
Mm,
So, in our
mm,
own way, what we do through these platforms of Facebook and IG and YouTube, I'm asking for content creators to come to Sierra Leone to experience it. If you've never experienced Sierra Leone, please reach out to one of us, myself or KG, plan a trip, even if it's 9 days in Sierra Leone, and we can just show you the various hotels, guest houses to stay, beautiful, artwork, clothing that you can get thrown under like $5 and $10. The beaches are amazing, the sun, the home cooked food. It's so much. And I just had that conversation with somebody about saying, it would nice if we had like a little food tour, a seafood run, so people can see the best places in Sierra Leone where you can get seafood for a bargain and then cook it. And so these experiences are there. We have chefs like, Renata, and we have, so many other chefs out there who are, changing the game, revisioning how our food can be eaten and platform and plated. So, again, everybody, I'm just welcoming you to Sierra Leone. Come, it is your home, your next home. If you don't know about where to go, Sierra Leone is a place in Africa you can come.
Thank you so much for Zane for that visual. So, Kenny, if you could give us the visual of what that nightlife looks like, the entertainment scene looks like, because I know that you. Go ahead. Go. You want to jump in? Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna just give you if this your first time visiting the country, just like the Portuguese when they first seen it, because the Portuguese were the first ones to invade the country. So it's called Sierra Leone for a reason because it's mountainous. It looks like a lion, so it's called the Lion Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of mountains, a lot of beaches, like she said. We're right there on the Atlantic Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as soon as you get there, you're going to see this
Mm-hmm.
large body of water. And of course, the beautiful ass people. We are some beautiful people. When I tell you we're beautiful, if I when I tell you we're beautiful, I'm
Yes.
not lying. Okay, I am not lying.
Child.
So the nightlife, I'm gonna get into the nightlife. When you get
Yes.
there,
Wait,
first
wait.
you're gonna be
Can
like,
I can I can I interject? I just have so I want to go back to the Lion Mountain, right? So my dad
yep,
always talked about it. I researched it. I
hmm
showed the twins the Lion Mountain. My kids said that Lion Mountain is man-made. Is it?
oh nah, this is all natural.
It's
I'm talking
natural.
about
Right.
That's what I
the
was
net.
telling them. I said, no, this is not
It's
man-made.
it's surreal.
It's
It's surreal when
surreal.
you see it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
surreal. I said, this is. I said, so I'm charging
It's surreal.
all of you that are watching this live right now or catch the replay. Google Sierra Leone Lion Mountain. It
yeah,
looks like a lion to the point where my twin son said, no, that's man-made. I said, no, it's not. No, it's
yeah.
not. So go ahead.
It's
Go
not.
ahead. I'm
Yeah, it's
sorry.
not called the Lion Mountain for nothing. And this happened back in like the 18th century or before that. So I'm just going to tell you about the nightlife itself. When
Uh-huh.
you get there, matter of fact, before you even get off the plane, it's like a party.
Crazy.
Like by the time I get on the plane from London to Sierra Leone, it's
Uh-huh.
a party. Like people are out there, sheesh, they're going crazy,
You're
right?
networking.
Oh my God, it's nuts. I love it. Okay, so we get there and everything. After you take the ferry across over into Freetown, it's just a part like it's a carnival every day. You walking down the street, people are dancing, there's music playing. You
Uh-huh.
you can get yourself some ground up, which is some peanut, some corn, roasted corn.
Yeah.
Man, and by it's just good. You just get this feeling like, damn, I'm home. Everything is
Okay.
okay. I don't have to
Okay.
stress anymore. And then
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
later on, your family
Yeah.
gonna take you to the club. The club, what's the one club that I love? I can't even think. It's right there by the water. You overlooking the water. You sit
Warehouse.
there. Oh, okay. The
Warehouse.
warehouse is down the street, but up the street, up the street. I cannot think of the name. That's my joint. I'm always there. But anyway,
You
I'm
talking
talking about.
about
It's like
with the S. With the S.
yes, yes. I cannot think of the name right now. I'm bugging. But anyway, yo, the place is laid out. It's like
There's
you're
Papa
back in
Cleave. There's
stateside.
Warehouse. There's a lot of them.
It's a lot of them because if you go up and down just the lovely part over by the beach, it's just laced with nightclubs, different nightclubs to go into. Some of them like tropical settings, some of them got like the elegant setting. It's just different settings, but the music is always pumping. Like from one door to the next door, the music is just different arrays of music you're hearing, and people are out in
Mm-hmm.
the street partying. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody is we're not violent people. Regardless of what you heard about the war and us being terrorists and all of that, no, we're not that type of people. We are real nice people. We
Yeah.
treat people great. You know what I'm saying? So everyone's in there. We have a drink, Star beer, Guinness, palm wine. If you find some, all of that pollo, you know, everything is there. I'm telling you, like
Pollo.
if you
Yeah.
yeah, if you want jamba, if you're a smoker, it's right there. Everything. Man, listen, I get excited because you got to see it for yourself.
You're talking
I
about
hope I described it a
Scarlet.
little bit.
Scarlet Lounge.
Yeah, Scarlet. Yeah,
Scarlet
Scarlet
Lounge,
Lounge.
right?
That's my
Yeah.
joint right there. You know what I'm saying?
Scarlet.
And then you got
Hmm.
so many entertainers, and this it's not like
It's
how here
crazy.
you go to the
Fireworks is
VIP and the
crazy.
entertainers are separated. No, the entertainers are right amongst you and we're having fun. So if you don't go to the club, you can go to the beach. You know what I'm saying? It's a party at the beach. It's a bonfire. Everyone is there.
Mm-hmm.
Just barefoot on the beach, just having fun. The water is beautiful. You see the moonlight off the ocean. And like she said, we got so many beaches, and it's fun at every
It's
part.
crazy.
I can go to the beach and tell them like, hey, can you give me a lobster? They set up a table right there. Bring me any type of seafood I want. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So good. So now I'm gonna drill it
Mm-hmm.
back. So there are people that love all that nightlife, and then there's others you just talked about. When you get to Sierra Leone, you get to West Africa, you're home, and they just want to kind of relax, relate, release. They don't want all that nightlife. Is there areas that is like you can have a spa, wellness, relaxation day? Maybe who would like to take that
Yes.
question? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, well, we do.
Yeah.
The thing is, what I appreciate about the people who are investing in Sierra Leone, especially a lot of native Sierra Leoneans or Sierra Leoneans who's abroad, who were in London or different parts of America, they're investing back in the country. So we have, wonderful resorts all the way from Lunge, all the way from Toke, going up the peninsula down to Bure. Shout out to Vivid Emporium Gardens. That's like a new resort being built going up to Bure, Mama Beach. And then people will go even up to the provinces and build places where it's like retreats, little home settings. We have people who do yoga studios, yoga on the beach. We have people who come from abroad who do yoga sessions, have yoga classes there. Shout out to Dr. Fatu Forna. She came from Atlanta with like almost 20 physicians, and she did like a retreat for herself and the physicians where they did a day of service, and then they did like their whole retreat. And it's what I've experienced. I always tell people, when you come to Sierra Leone, when you go with your group or groups, tailor what you want out of your experience. Some people want to come, they don't want to party. You have some people who want to just
Yes.
come and get exposed to culture and
Yes.
heritage. So we have
Yes.
railway museums, different slave sites, Bunce Island. There's slave sites in different various villages. You have people who come to Africa who want to reconnect because they took their DNA, whether it's shout out to African Ancestry or 23andMe. People are checking out their DNA. They're finding out their tribes. They're finding out their regions. They're finding out relatives. They want to go to the provinces, or whether it's Bo or Kenema, or different districts, Tonkolili, all these different areas, and they want
Yes.
to find family. They want to reconnect. And I think Sierra Leone is a place where we are learning to help people feel whole again, especially when you're coming from the stateside and the rat race. And then, people, there's a connection, there's an energy. Kenny will tell
Yes.
you, definitely. There's an
There's a
energy when you get
there's a
off the
vibe.
plane. When
There's a
I went
vibe.
with there's a vibe. I
There's a
went with a
vibe.
brother of mine in 2019, and by the time he left this trip, this grown black man was crying on the trip because
Oh
he
wow.
found out 2 weeks before we went he was Sierra Leonean by DNA, and then the
Okay.
service we were working with board kids, and he just connected, and he felt at home. And when I bring people, that's my goal. I want you to
Mm,
understand that Sierra Leone is your land too. So when you
mhm.
come, you are going to feel as comfortable as possible so you can navigate your way through the country, connect with people, whether it's on social media, you meet them in person when you're there. You can meet people from your different professions, whether music or healthcare or arts or fashion. They're there and they want to meet with people. So I think it's media historically has set up this barrier between us, and it's our
Mhm.
job to break that barrier and
Barrier.
reconnect. And
Recon.
we can do it a fun way. There's so many things that
Yes.
we can offer. It's great.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So, Kenny, is there anything that you'd like to add before I go to my next dive into my
um,
next question?
yeah, I'm getting ready to go to Ghana in April to do
Okay.
some video with some artists that I have over there, and I'm taking some people with me to Ghana, just to get them exposed to Africa real quick. And then
Mm,
in December, I'm going to Sierra Leone, and so I'm gonna try to take.
I'm going with you. I'm going with
Come on,
yeah
come
because
on, let's go.
because 2022 I'm going in, I'm walking into a new decade at
All
the
right.
end of, so yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. So I'm
Amen.
looking, yeah, going
Yeah.
Amen.
go ahead. You were
And
saying
no,
about
no,
Ghana?
that's a good way to refresh yourself. I'm telling you, when you take that trip and you come back, you're a whole different person. And I'm not talking about some magical pool you're
Change.
gonna jump in. I'm just saying there's gonna be a change in you. You're gonna have more motivation. You're gonna have more drive to
Yes,
achieve so much
yes,
more. So yeah, everybody do need to take that trip because it's just that level of what it gives you, afterward
yes.
is enough.
I'm looking forward to getting that connection with my ancestries. I just want to give a shout out to the few people that are on the live right now that I could see. There's others that are probably on, but I may not be able to see them. I see that Stacy said hi to you, Zane, and I have Dr. Flora Luyando, my girl from Puerto Rico. She
Mm,
actually does a lot of tourism with South
Wepa.
Africa. She's a great person to connect with. She's from New York City. So, yeah, so I agree with you. Basically, we that are able to change the narrative, change the mindset, change the view, we have the power, the impact, the scope of influence. We that are here in the United States. We have the connections. And we're speaking not only to Africans but to other Europeans, to Asians, those that want to come in, partner, and things like that to help us bring that tourism, the
Hmm.
development, and the arts and culture. But before I get into my next question, you had
oh,
mentioned. Go ahead. Go
Can I
ahead.
can I can I add a caveat to that? Now
Sure.
the great crazy thing is when you come to Sierra Leone, the people that you just mentioned, the Asians and all those people, they are all over Sierra Leone, like all
Mm.
over Sierra Leone. The one people you don't see in
Yep,
Sierra
doing
Leone are
work.
Black Americans, but the Europeans are there, the Asians are there, and they're starting businesses. They're taking pieces of Africa, and our own people here are not going to go grab a piece of what belongs to them. You know what I'm saying?
So, so.
Because they have
Mhm,
been taught to just ignore Africa, that they just
mhm.
think that we're just a bunch
Absolutely.
of naked people running around with spears. You know what I'm saying? But
So,
that's why I'm saying really come and see it.
so I'm going to challenge the narrative. So, just like 3 years ago, everybody was so Wakanda strong, Wakanda, Wakanda, right? And the
Right?
beautiful images, the beautiful costumes, the beautiful food, and so forth. So, hands down, there's so much to explore and experience. And I would definitely challenge you and encourage you to get in contact with these two wonderful resources, Kineh and Zain. But I want to dive back into the culture a little bit more. You had mentioned earlier a wonderful designer,
Mm.
and I haven't had the opportunity. Something happened, I think 2019, and then again, I'm really looking forward to actually. I reached out to her through Instagram. I really do want to showcase and spotlight. I told her I was going to. I'm working on a project coming, in March, April. Actually, it was supposed to be February, now March, April. But I think you said Vivian Emporium. Is that the correct name, Zane? I'm not sure.
Yes, yes,
Vivian Emporium.
yes. Vivid
So,
Emporium. Yeah,
so
so it's Vivid Emporiums, and it's
Vivid.
created by director Kadi Kamara.
Okay, Kadi
Hmm.
Kamara, and another designer I also recently
Yes.
noticed, who looks like he's out of the Maryland area, Troy Massa. Troy Massa has some designer outfits as well.
Oh, okay.
So
There's
that's,
somebody
yeah,
new.
yeah. So that's a good names to know. So let's get into the food. Okay, so I got a real quick joke, right? So one pa-
Mm.
one particular, so we all know that there's different ways to, like my mother would say, skin a cat or cook a food or whatever. So there's always this big thing about the jollof rice, this rice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I remember one particular cultural day. My kids made it real clear. They were like, "Mom, we don't want to do we don't want to do anything Haitian. Most of the kids in our school, they are, mostly Haitian. We want to be different. We want to bring something from Africa, right?"
Uh-huh.
So I said to my dad, "Oh, I'm gonna go to YouTube and I'm gonna get all the ingredients and put together the jollof rice." My dad said, "Oh no, we're not doing we're not doing any experimentation here. He said, I'll get you a sister who will make you the jollof rice. And he said it will have to be a salon. No, he said it cannot be. No offense to my Nigerian sisters, Ghanaian sisters,
Yeah.
or brothers, but he said no experimentation. So, what is so sweet and so different about our jollof rice versus the others, Liberia?
Hey, Bo.
And,
Hey, Bo.
Child,
Hey, hey, we just
child.
gonna have to let you taste it. You
We
decide.
don't
I
we
know what
don't
it tastes like. How we don't too. You let
I mean, let me
you let the flavor do the talking. You let the flavor do the talking, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
listen. Okay, so historically, jollof rice started. It's named after the Wolof people from Senegal. So they are
Okay.
really the masters of that rice, and they cook it beautifully. But
Okay.
since then, we have the various West Africans who battle for that title, especially our Ghanaian, Nigerian brothers and sisters. But let me toot Sierra Leone's. They have a jollof rice war across the United States, and they have that war in London, where they have official platforms for it. Every contest that Sierra Leone has entered starting in 2000 and the beginning of 2019, Sierra Leone silently has been winning the Jollof Rice Wars. If you look on YouTube, all the bloggers, when they do all the Jollof Rice competitions, Sierra Leone has been silently winning in London. They won in DC, they won in California, they canceled the New York one. Every Jollof Rice War. And the trick is because, and Liberians, everybody's competing. Sierra Leone doesn't brag about our food. Sierra
No, we
Leone
don't.
in
We like to
2017, we
show.
had the
Yeah,
second top diet in the world. We don't talk about how good our food is.
we
Chad had the
show.
number one healthiest diet in the world. Sierra Leone
Mhm.
in 2017, we were the healthiest eaters in the world. We are
Mhm.
historically known. If everybody shout out to TikTok and IG, all the people with the fufu and eating cassava leaf and egusi, everybody on their
The
latest
goosey
TikToks
soup.
and YouTube, watch them. When they get to the cassava leaf, yes, when they get to the cassava leaf, everyone's saying the cassava leaf is their best dish. Shout out to
Okay.
everybody loves Mimi. Mimi, she even on hers, she expressed the lovely Mimi. She was like, "Well, I don't know about everybody else, but this cassava leaf, I learned to make it from a Sierra Leonean." And so Sierra Leoneans has amazing chefs, amazing home cooks. Another thing is because of the various tribes, we have 17 different tribes. We all make it different, but it all
Mm,
tastes great.
it tastes
Everybody's
great.
tastes amazing. So we use various spices. Yes, what we do is like, for instance, jollof rice, we put herbs and seasonings in our food. Then you could, some people put meats, some people put seafood, some people don't put anything, make it vegan. So, same thing with our traditional dishes, whether you eat a pork or beef or chicken or a lamb. And what makes our food so amazing is, one, because we use palm oil, two, because we eat not only the roots of food, but we eat the
Mhm.
leaves of the food. So
Mhm.
not a lot of
Mhm.
cultures do that. And
Mhm.
so it's just, everything is just super fresh, homegrown, no GMO. If even when you go to Sierra Leone, you will kind of naturally fall into being a vegan because you realize that we don't even eat meat that much. Meat is a little bit of a
Mhm.
luxury, and even if
Mhm.
you could afford it, it's not something that we consume on a daily basis. We eat a
Mhm.
lot of
Mhm.
dry
Mhm.
We got
fish,
seafood.
smoked fish, fresh caught fish, seafood. We seafood people. We eat beef once in a blue moon. We eat chicken in various ways, but there's so many dishes that if we have a Sierra Leone taste of Sierra Leone. Shout out to Fatima Koroma, who was doing it in Maryland. We have people who wanted to have more food expos with Sierra Leone. So praise the Sierra Leone chef, who's a professionally trained chef, or the local woman cooking in the kitchen. We have a lot of people who are trying to rebrand the country through food, through drinks. Similar, we had Vice TV come out to Sierra Leone and highlight pollo. Pollo is
Mhm.
like a traditional Sierra Leone drink that is like fermented. um, palm drink that is fermented into alcoholic drink, and then people are reinventing it. These chemists, mixologists are reinventing it. So Sierra Leone is a foodie place. Trust and believe, and we're foodie people by nature. Food is amazing. It's a conversation starter. It brings families together. You network through it. So if you're not sure, you reach out to us. Shout out, a lot of people are looking to YouTube, but reach out to your Sierra Leonean friend, and don't be ashamed, because I use YouTube too for certain things. But we have so many various dishes that we welcome you anytime to a Sierra Leone household, or what we call a cookery, where you get to take out Sierra Leone food and explore. And we want people to expose your kids to it and try it. It's a fun thing to do, to learn together.
Yes, yes, yes. So,
And the fun fact about Sierra Leone is that we have a mixture of, as far as the religion goes, it's a lot of Christianity. There's a lot of Muslims too, so that's why we may not eat as much meat, because some of the meat is tinted, as far as like the pork and all of that. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us don't eat a whole lot of meat, but like
Mm-hmm.
we said, we're right by the Atlantic Ocean, so we're going to definitely eat a lot more seafood.
seafood.
Fish, dry fish is like one of our main things that we eat a lot of. So we
Yes.
put that in cassava. We put that in a lot of dishes. But yeah, that's a
Mm,
fun fact about Sierra Leone. It's equal opportunity
Mm-hmm.
of Muslims and Christians.
okay, okay. So, in regards to if so, wow, time is really escaped us. It's 8:50 already. Would you believe it? So, if you were to give your final closing nuggets about either what you would like to see different in the next 5 years at Sierra Leone, or what would you like to, who would you like to bring back with you from United States back to Sierra Leone? What are your thoughts? Your last parting words to the audience and those that will catch the replay when they watch this video.
For myself, I would definitely say what I spoke about earlier was the jobs, to provide jobs, because that way it could give opportunities to people. Like right now, I think, I'm not sure the numbers, but there might be only maybe a 25% availability of jobs there. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So what I would really love to provide for them is the opportunity to have jobs, or just have opportunities so they can do things, so they can show their talent. Because there's a lot of talented people there. Whatever it is that you want people to do, I'm talking about electricians. I'm talking about engineers. All of these type of people. I mean, they build buildings like the ones you see in the Roman Empire. That comes from us. Sungay Dynasty, all of those things. They come from us. So that
Mhm,
is
mhm.
happening there. It's just that these people don't have the opportunity to showcase their talent. So I would
Yes.
definitely love to see job opportunities come to the country, to the whole continent, really. I mean, once you give them the equal opportunity to be able to earn and make money, then we'll see a bigger difference in Africa as a whole.
Thank you. Thank you. So before I jump to you, Zane, I know one of the things that you've been very pushing the initiative, two major things. And it's funny how we're connected in so many ways. I remember you were back home in Sierra Leone, you were doing things in regards to connecting with students back home for nursing school and scholarships, but you're also very involved with my cousin, surprisingly, Winston Klett, with the water. We didn't talk about, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there's not enough to talk about,
Yes.
Africa or Sierra Leone in just 1 hour, but if you can, before you jump into your last parting words, but what are your work that you've done back home with the educational piece as well as water, clean water?
Well, being that I'm an advanced practice nurse and I also have a focus in education, I know that those two things work hand in hand. So I know a lot of the health issues that Sierra Leone faces is because of our environmental issues. And so naturally, I became an environmentalist, especially for my country. So around in 2016, I founded a initiative. It's called Land and Water for a Better Sierra Leone, where I went around purposely and gathered Black people in the industry who support environmental issues such as water issues, agriculture issues, sustainability, solar, and all these people over the past 3, 4 years, we found out we were connected through Sierra Leone. Some were descendants of Sierra Leone, two of my members. And then there was
Yeah.
Winston, who I met, who is a descendant of Sierra Leone, lived in Norway for like 25 years. He
Yeah.
decided to go back to Africa and start building water supply systems for schools. Then people
Yes.
started to hire him to do it for their private homes and their facilities. And so we worked together, and I learned a lot from this group. And so now what I do is every year I do a GWB summit where I go and educate kids in a school in Godridge, and we do an environmental summit,
Mm.
educating the kids on environmental issues. This year's theme will be COVID and how it's impacting Sierra Leone and our various industries, and we want the kids to brainstorm on that. So through that, I think if we start focusing on our youth and how to transform the youth and utilize them and their brain power, we can do much more
Oh man,
for Sierra
my
Leone.
phone froze, y'all.
And so I guess I would, I, yeah, I guess what I'll say is my parting words to everyone is, we welcome everybody to Sierra Leone, but especially for my people, my Pan Africans, my people of African descent, whether you're from Puerto Rico or Grenada or Barbados or wherever you're from. We want you, especially my African Americans, and I'm going to do this same shameless plug, my African American Association of Sierra Leone. I need my African American brothers and sisters to understand that you come from something greater, and it's called the continent of Africa. And you are descendants, many of you are descendants from Sierra Leone. And so there's an opportunity for you to come home, visit, taste your food, even before you get to the continent. Business opportunities, networking, giving back, home development, infrastructure. But we need the power of you guys because Africa can only turn around if our brothers and sisters across the world come together and have one conversation and say, finally, let's work together. And so I feel that the time is now.
Okay, great, great. So before we close out, if anybody who's watching the current broadcast right now, live or catch it later, what's the best way to get in contact with you, Zain?
Um, for as far as myself, I know KG, he's on Instagram and Facebook. Again, my name is Zainabu Sisse Harrell. You can catch me on Facebook. On Facebook, I'm Sisse Harrell. On IG, I'm Zain NYC. I have various platforms that people know of, whether it's in nursing, bringing African Americans or environmental. I even have, advocacy campaigns for sexual awareness and assault. So, just people know normally when you throw my name out there, a lot of people know me from the various things that I've done. Also, I want people to reach out to our fellow sister Elizabeth because she is the link between many of us. We thank you for providing this type of platform to bring us together.
Anytime.
We welcome
Awesome.
you and your family to come home, and we are going to welcome you and your children home because you guys, just like we want our Haitian brothers and sisters to come home from the Caribbean, we need to people to understand that, please don't follow everything that media tells you about them and their people. This is your home, and we need you all to come back.
Okay, okay. So I see Kenny Gamoja is back on the
Okay.
line. Okay, KG.
Yes,
So
yes.
what's the best way to get in contact with you if
Uh, yes.
what's the best way to get in contact with you is if this viewers want to contact you for right to get your book, to do to be interviewed for the podcast, to partnership, sponsorship. What's the best way?
Yeah, so you can hit me at KGSALONE official. That's on Instagram, or you can hit me on KG Salon on Facebook. Also, I'm on Spotify. I'm everywhere. Anybody contact me, I always get in touch with them, so it's no problem. But KG Salon, SALONE, I'm everywhere. Contact me, please. Go reach out for me on Instagram, KG Salon Official. I'm there. I answer your call. Whatever questions you have, I got you.
Okay, well, before I close out the broadcast, I want to once again thank you so much for providing us with the distinction and honor to have both of you. here to talk about Pan African connections, talking about your love and passion for Sierra Leone. I'm looking forward to everything that we did talk about today, tonight. Actually, will come into fruition within the next 6 months to a year. And hopefully, next year, we'll be talking from a different perspective. And
Inshallah.
yes, and definitely for those of you that are
Amen.
watching the live or catch the replay, I have a special ebook that is dedicated to Pan African connections because we're definitely trying to bridge that gap. So if there's anybody that wants to get the ebook that I've created specifically to, basically to complement this particular broadcast that we had tonight, please, either contact me through Nurse Exec Innovations Facebook page. I'm also Nurse Exec Innovations on Instagram, as well as on LinkedIn. I'm Elizabeth Corshoe. So thank you once again. This is Elizabeth A. Corshoe signing off. I am the lovely immigrant daughter of a father from Sierra Leone, West Africa, mother from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. I am very happy to be connected to these wonderful two global footprint advocates and visionary and game changers. And I look forward to more of your work. And take care. Have a great night. God bless.
Appreciate you. Love y'all.
Thank you. Love you.
Green, white, and blue is all about you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.